Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the continuation of a brand new week in 4DMWC3 World Cup. I am B4320, and today I'm joined by Ant Hunter, and both of us today are going to be commentating the very first semifinal loser bracket match between the Philippines and Hong Kong. Ant Hunter, how you doing today?
What's up, everyone? I'm doing alright. Kind of stoked to see how this match is going to play out, considering we have the Philippines who, oh man, it's been quite interesting scores from our cat especially, and then Hong Kong who's gonna have to fight Philippines, and man, am I stoked, totally.
I guess two very formidable teams who have worked hard to get to the semifinals of this tournament. But one will be making an exit, as this is a loser bracket match. The very first loser bracket match with many to come, as the tournament starts to pull down strong from the strongest.
Oh man, and honestly this match is gonna depend on who gets to fight against either USA or Poland, and those two teams are already tough enough.
Now, we are currently waiting on Hong Kong to enter the room. When they do, we will probably transition. But until then, it looks like both teams are awake and just in the middle of getting themselves organized. So we'll have a few more minutes to just wait around.
Just a bit of jam time, you know.
Jam time, yeah, like you're gonna be jamming out at midnight. All right.
Of course, like why wouldn't you?
Typical American party. What do they call it? Party master.
Yep. Maybe I'm just shut in.
That's all good.
Hello,
How you doing? Sorry, go ahead.
Regardless of that, we do see these two teams. I know seeds, especially when it's already semifinals, kind of don't matter too much, but regardless, we see Philippines in seed 8 and Hong Kong in seed 6. Philippines got knocked down into losers last round, while Hong Kong getting knocked down into losers right at the beginning, going up against UK and just struggling to make it out of quarters from there. And so both these teams just making it here is pretty much their last stand. They gotta make it all the way to finals if they really want to put their all into it, and that's gonna be hard, especially when you got each other, Philippines and Hong Kong, and then the next round, USA and Poland.
100%. Now, as a very quick reminder for everybody, this is a best of 11. The tournament has gotten itself a bit wider in the map pool, wider in the match length, so we'll be seeing a bit more action as the tournament progresses. This stage of the tournament, we'll have best of 11 until grand finals.
Yeah, hoping we see a lot more diversity, seeing a lot more hybrids and LNs chosen, and maybe less of a rice battle, especially when you have Philippines who we've seen really be comfortable with those SVs, and Hong Kong just absolutely destroying it on the accuracy.
But hey, you know, stick to what you're good at. If you're good at rice, you're good at rice. If you're good at LN, you're good at LN.
You really don't want to be taking fair matches in this game. You really want to be picking any map that'll give you the best advantage to win, so I'm honestly looking at both these teams being ruthless at their choices, probably capitalizing on what the enemy team cannot do and avoiding what they can do.
At least early on. I mean,
Right.
we are getting to the semifinals. This ain't no longer everybody. Let's just try and tackle this. This will go perfectly fine. This is where some teams start to be like, you know what? We got some special players who can do some difficult things, and they can use those players to get an edge on some particular maps.
And oh man, finally, everyone in the lobby.
Woot woot.
Woot woot. God damn it, what are we doing? Like raising the roof at this point?
Yeah. And just like we said, the typical American party master.
Oh no. Oh no, this warm-up already looks cursed.
Apparently there are more memes in the PA.
The amount of SVs, or the amount of SVs in this map better be like, they better be confusing, or it better be just a really bad meme.
Thank you very much, Psychosis, for calling us ET. Of course, it only comes from such a community filled with ET people like you and everybody else.
I second that, honestly. And there's a lot of crazy people on these teams. We're gonna be seeing them perform as well, which oh man, it's gonna be fun.
So yeah, this is gonna be 3.5 minutes of Philippine warm-up.
Philippine meme.
Philippine memes. Maybe. Well, Lethal, who is the referee of the matchup, starting to pressure a little bit of the players to get a move along.
Oh man, let's not have a another slowdown as before, I guess. Trash Wi-Fi. Oh man.
Oh, I know that feeling. And
I
let's do a fair number of players. You know,
Done with the deal. Oh, they were downloading. No wonder. That makes a lot of sense.
yay!
Now I think we're all set. Hopefully getting into it.
And we will go as soon as we get a player swap from Hong Kong real quick.
MP start 10 already on the board. Time to see what we have in store. I'm worried.
Oh, come on. Why you gotta be worried? Never scared. You playing someone else's warm-up? Never scared.
Oh man. Sadly, since I cannot hear this, you're gonna have to tell me what's going on.
It is all good. That is if I also had if I also wasn't looking at Discord.
Oh man.
I normally have my own client set up, but I didn't have the time. I was just preparing for a match that happened right before this.
Time to open up the stream in the background and see what cursed creation Philippines has made.
It's not gonna be that cursed. I have faith. I have faith that it's not that cursed. On a scale to 1 to 10, like 1 being that it's totally normal, maybe mainstream that you hear like, and 10 is just like, is this even a song? Is this even a sound file? In terms of the scale of cursiveness.
It's like a 4.
Okay, 4 is pretty normal in OC.
OC.
I almost said Mania. I was like, wait a minute.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh no. Oh man, that would imply that like some modes are more weirder with their music than others.
Oh.
That would have been a can of worms I did not want to open up.
I mean, you could be right in some sections. I'm not gonna lie.
I could be, but I don't want to find out.
Yeah, but this looks pretty tame. No abnormal patterns, an actual warm-up to play to. And honestly, some of these players are actually able to play through it.
Yeah, I mean, look, we got, I believe only GTX and Iron are the only two players still in full combos. And they got really good access to go with it. Pretty nice.
Although I am a little worried considering this is a 4-star. These patterns look like 4-star patterns, they don't look out of the ordinary. So I'm slightly worried about how they're going to perform in the match, because this map was quite hard. We're going to be seeing a lot of, I think, mid-range 4-stars, or maybe early 4-stars, I forgot. But,
well, hey, you know, it's
it.
about playing what you're comfortable at the time. And, you know, typically in the warm-up, some people, they like to pick a easier warm-up and hit the pool. Not the case in Taiko, but you polar opposite there, but
SV.
Ah, yes, beautiful SV. Absolutely phenomenal. Oh, everybody! Oh, wow. Only catching out 2 players. I'm actually quite impressed. Sledgehammer didn't actually affect a few people than I thought.
True. Honestly, like, you could spam to them, I'm guessing, which is kind of what some of the players did. Unless you're like, you know, the Philippines who've created it and then know what's happening.
Even then, one of them got caught off guard.
Right.
So you may know exactly what's going on, but you still got to be up to full. You know, that's the essence of tournament players when they're practicing for a full week. Yeah, we know all the notes are there. We know what the notes are. We just struggle to time them correctly. That's the challenge.
That is quite the challenge. And oh man, an interesting warm-up, and now we go to Hong Kong, who hopefully has an equally interesting warm-up, but at the same time, hopefully not. Oh my god, no.
What is this song title? Oh, I can't even...
Do you want to go read that?
Oh, this is gonna be bad. Alright, so this song, a very phenomenal song. We have Red Lips, Nenda's remix, going up against Yang, Wang, Sai Hong Zhao, Baima.
Close enough. I don't know if this is Korean or this is. I don't know. I don't know what this is. What language? It's not Korean. I know that. I don't know why the first station language on the left of my head was Korean when I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna call this Red Lips the rest of the stream.
Yep. This is in a different language. That's the biggest disclaimer I'm gonna give.
Hey man, different language. You know, you're totally immune from whatever it may be saying. You know, there's
only if you hear it, you'd instantly know.
Oh. I guess it's funny. Although I wonder how long it was lost if it was 20 minutes. I'm reading what Stream Chat said. I'm just reading what Rose said.
Yep.
Not my personal opinion. I can't even hear the song.
It's it's a little XD. I'm not gonna lie.
It's all good. Oh.
Alright, I think we're starting pretty soon.
Yep, it's all good. Players doing their thing. But will the map be funny? That is what matters at the end of the day.
I think it's just Red Lips, so it's probably gonna be. Oh, someone's playing with flashlight.
Wait, that's a. Oh my god. Okay, look, yeah. I don't see flashlight a lot.
Yeah, this is what a Mania flashlight looks like, and it's impossible to read unless you play out huge scroll speed.
Sounds like Taiko. Yeah. Oh my god, there's also SV in the song. What? This is truly a bro moment. But I mean, Iron is nailed the first 150 notes. So off to a good start, and the only person left on the full combo. Then again, this is the map disadvantage truly coming into play.
I'll give props for being able to use the SVs and red lips in here, but
wait, how slow is their scroll speed?
Their scroll speed is approximately 18, 17, should be somewhere around there.
Now I was thinking of Iron. Iron is much slower.
No, that's 17, 18. All the other players must be using somewhere around 26, 27 and higher.
I guess it changes radically because of flashlight.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look as fast. Yeah, okay.
Oh no, the scroll speed doesn't change when you use flashlight. You have to physically change it yourself.
Oh, okay, I see.
So
it's not like some mods. Got it.
Yeah, nobody nobody practices extensively. Except like Ira and Infinity probably.
Mapper
Advantage.
Coming to strong force. And you know what? With that, that is going to bring the warm-ups to it. Wait, what the heck is the back? Okay.
Someone failed.
Oh boy. Well,
and as you can see, we got Bakazb. Close enough.
Bakazb. Nice. Well, here we go. We're getting to the good almighty roll. The part we're here for the most. This is the most important part of the stream.
Now, RNGesus.
But wait, hang on. We can't see the roll results. Oh no, wait, we can.
Did they roll a 69? There's no way. Nice.
They rolled a 69. Iron rolled a 69. RCAT rolls a 29. So I believe Philippines and losers roll will be banning things.
That's insane.
Alright,
regardless,
spamming 69 in the chat.
Oh my god. This pool we have 6 rice maps, 2 hybrids, 3 LNs, 2 SVs. The only increases in maps we saw was adding another rice. I think that was another technical, or switching mix to technical and then adding another LN. And speaking of LN, we see our first ban and our second ban as well. One's Glow being banned by Team Philippines and Chronon being banned by Hong Kong.
Yeah, and one of the SVs is gone. It's rather tragic. But hey, at least Rick.X still remains.
But this is going to leave it pretty interesting for Philippines now, because I know they've practiced Chronon, because RCAT has been sweating that map. But they still have one SV map to play, only 2 LN maps and 2 hybrids. This is definitely going to be focused on rice.
Well, if you're dominant on the rice, you'll have a huge edge in this pool.
Considering that both these teams are pretty solid at the rice, it's going to be interesting to say the least, because some of these picks I can see going towards one side, and then others going towards the other side. Like, Jax might favor... I don't know, that's such an accuracy dependent thing. It's really hard to call. But we see Hong Kong playing LN already out the gate. Kind of surprising me. I would have assumed they would have gone for rice, but...
Yeah.
We're,
yeah, we got my eggs, we're good to go.
Your eggs! As Beat has his eggs, we're heading right into Ellen's speed already. These zones are going to be quite quick and quite tricky. Relatively like a less dense density pick, and offering more faster LN patterns to accuracy there.
100%.
It sounded like an ad-lib or like a backup vocal. Yeah, I feel that. Please stop. God damn it. I think with that, we have all our players locked in. Seeing a couple.
And we are ready to go.
Yeah, seeing a switch on Hong Kong, I think. Seeing Roy in there. Iron and Infinity staying in since the warm-up. Philippines, I'm not too sure. I wasn't looking too much.
Well, here we go. We're getting underway.
The
The
first map in this matchup. Now, we are in semis pool, so this is what I like to call FC hell. If you're able to FC most of the semifinals maps, you're in a pretty solid position. But
better than most people, maybe.
right, but if you miss, you're gonna have to make up a lot, either in accuracy or just trying to keep up as much as you can.
And I mean, so far we have all 6 players who are on full combos in the first
Only
600 nodes.
Yeah, only 1/4 of the map. Honestly, the easier section of the song. As it gets a lot more difficult right
after.
after.
Oh no, wait, there's
this.
another full combo. Sorry, Go was right at the start. Behind by like 4 nodes.
Is he? I don't know, but Infinity actually did break. Still keeping the lead because of Iron. Holy, 99.86.
Oh no, that was a fly moment, my bad.
Yeah, probably.
But Infinity did miss. That looks like to be certain, but Hong Kong's dominant accuracy keeping Infinity's mistake under wraps now.
Yeah, these are where the patterns start getting trickier and a little bit more denser. Roy and Infinity both choking these really stream-oriented LNs.
Yeah, and now Philippines has a bit of a lead. 3 full combos to go with it.
Philippines is definitely orienting towards a strategy of just FC. Accuracy is not crucial at this moment. Infinity grabbing a combo, a column lock actually.
And will they hold on to the very end? You can see it's a very dense section.
Very few notes till the end, and this is a very prominent lead for Philippines, probably taking it with the last final seconds.
And here we go, the song winding down to a close. Philippines, 3 full combos, getting the job done, getting on the board. I believe that was a break point as well. So good start for the Philippines.
Dropping no 100s, 50s, or misses, but the 200 counts are definitely much higher. Hong Kong definitely being good in the accuracy department, but oh man, when it comes to FCs, you're really going to need it for this point.
Because full combos matter a lot at the end of the day. And unfortunately for Hong Kong, they could afford 1 break, with 1 player, but not multiple breaks from a few players. But still, really good performance by Hong Kong and Philippines all around.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They'll both be pretty happy with how they started off, even if Hong Kong got broken early on.
And already down a point, and now it's Philippines' turn to choose. This is the start of the match, so Hong Kong isn't losing too much at this section, or at this point right now. They could come back at any moment, but already being down by a point is definitely going to be rough on the team.
Yeah, 100%.
But now we see Philippines up to choose. 1 LN map, 1 SV map left remaining, and we have a plethora of Rice and hybrids to choose from.
Wait, plethora?
Well, plethora of Rice, I guess.
I didn't even know that's the word.
Oh, yeah, it just means a
I was
lot.
like, yeah, okay, like it's similar to the word plenty, I guess.
Yep.
Wait, I think the Philippines just realized they get to pick. Oh man. Well,
Angel moment? Oh, did it? I am guessing Arcat sent the message, but it's not Lippy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Banjo's been really weird recently. I don't know what's up in, like, the past, like, month or two. But, like, ever since, like, the start of this year, Banjo's been having a bit of issues when it comes to communicating messages. It's a little bit weird.
Banjo's being Banjo, to say the least.
Banjo's being Banjo, but it's getting on, but it's just dialing it up to, like, 7.
It's ramping it up to, yeah.
It's ramping it up to 7. 11 would be like everybody getting the wrong maps and people being like randomly kicked or something in like a middle of a World Cup match. That would be 11.
That's a little frightening to think about.
Will not happen in Tekken World Cup. We're good. Or any other World Cup for that matter.
Hopefully. And now we see Philippines going to their... Honestly, I'd say they're pretty much predominant pick if it wasn't Chronon, Rift.exe, SV1. It's gonna be the reading-oriented SV map. Switching out a couple players to see Philippines. Hong Kong as well, switching out 2 other players, but both teams keeping in the leaders, I think, at least. Nope, Gerwin coming back in. Oh my god, Banjo's like dying. He's like, Banjo's on the ground, crying, flip over, cry harder. Like, goddamn. There you go, we get that MP Star 10 in the chat. Yeah, this is gonna come down who practiced and who didn't. And who practiced more than the others. Already kicking it off, we get to see these players play an SV map, at least not banning both of them or anything like that. First 200 getting dropped by Musolato. Erwin's struggling a little bit too at this beginning section. Scores is going to be seen twice, so if these players do not perform as well as they would like to, we might see it happen again later, and Musolato dropping.
Look who's here.
But Hong Kong still keeping the lead.
Extremely close early on.
Yeah, now it's flickering, moving towards the left side as all players get closer and closer to 400 combo. Oh, and Banjo just... Clyde, come on. 3k points difference though, at that little free section, but now we get into a more calming section. A lot of the players holding 98 in this lobby. Are got the only close to 99. Yeah, the points are not far at all. 5,000 points. It's going to come down to accuracy practically. Maybe even a miss. 200s could send the lead flying at this point as well. And Iron actually dropping. Musolato too. This is not good for Hong Kong at all. Philippines now being able to take a comfortable lead. More comfortable than before. And heading back to the second core section, Iron dropping again. Musolato as well. This is just a rocky hill for Hong Kong right now.
Look who's here.
Due to this map's low note count, we might see the players barely be able to get to 400 combo by the end. But GTX missing. Enough of a comfortable lead to keep Philippines up in front. Solano dropping once again, and the entire Hong Kong team dropping simultaneously. Philippines is able to take it away and just run away with the lead. 4 players in the lobby missing. Regardless of that, we head into the final notes of the map. Philippines able to take it with a comfortable 100k lead. 95k lead. An early break on a map like this just gives you that advantage, and you could totally run away with it, especially if you're Philippines. RCAT with the astounding 98.7. But S is all across the board.
Welcome.
Very close competition. Hong Kong was able to stay behind them for a fairly good amount of the map, halfway through, until that heavier ending section just made them drop a lot more. But regardless, now it's Hong Kong's turn to choose. And they go for hybrid 2. Narashite. Taking away all the LNs, SVs, and LN-oriented maps as well. Just being able to take those away is gonna leave Philippines in a tough scenario if they can hold their rice against Hong Kong or not. We see RCAT being dropped for Lawrence. Oh man, this map gets a it's fairly long. It's gonna be a little rough for the players to outstamina it, I guess. Outstamina it, I guess. We'll have to see. Waiting for that MP start command. In this match, we've seen only non-rice maps being played now. We saw one LN map. Philippines was able to take it because welcome back, Pete. We saw one LN map be chosen, and Hong Kong was not able to FC it to the capabilities of Philippines. And then the only SV map being chosen as well, Hong Kong was not able to keep up as much, losing by 95k.
Yeah, rough start for Hong Kong, but they can turn it around with
They can
this
totally
next
turn
pick.
it around.
Narashite being up next.
Because now we're heading to the hybrids, we're heading into more rice-oriented files.
100%.
So let's see if Hong Kong can bring something up to the table when it comes to a little bit of rice dabbled in there. We see Silicosis dropping in the lobby.
Last minute.
I think that was an entire no. Elon Musk was there since last round.
And I believe Iris is still staying in from Hong Kong.
Yep, Iron, Infinity, and Solano. Not much change with Hong Kong at all.
But after a bit of a wait, looks like we will be getting started
There we go.
with this next pick. getting underway.
And I forget this map already starting off from the bat. You'll be seeing these patterns over and over, and it's gonna be jacks with a couple of streams in between and a lot of LN while you're jacking.
Yeah, people have to be very careful that they do not confuse themselves with error repetition, because if you do, you may accidentally drop your guard, especially when the song distorts itself a little.
I
But
can't
so far-
tell if that was a pun or not.
I don't know if it was. Maybe it might have been an accidental pun, but what isn't a pun is that all 6 players are still in full combos early on.
Nice.
God
Miss a lot of missing.
damn it! Well,
Quite a
I mean,
rough start,
then there were 5.
But even
But-
then, with the miss, the accuracy is able to just compensate for that miss, bringing Philippines closer to almost flickering at this point.
And it's still very neck and neck. Hong Kong definitely still in the fight. Right off the bat.
It's gonna be quite interesting.
Yeah, Hong Kong has very good accuracy all around. All 3 players are above 99.7%. And Philippines underperforming at around 99.5%, which is still ridiculously good.
Man,
Miss Lotto misses again.
dude, that was quite a couple misses.
Yeah, missing a 3rd time. It's starting to, eventually it's going to start putting some pressure on the team. And Ionosu also picking up a miss.
That was not good. Iron was able to accuracy carry for a little bit. Now we get into this LN break. Zalato not able to hit the LNs properly. Definitely dropping a hold there into, oh man, that is rough.
Yeah, but what isn't rough on the Philippine side is all 3 full combos that they have, as their combo dominance is starting to show as Hong Kong picks up a couple of misses, a lot of them coming from Misolato, but more so, actually no, most of it's coming from him.
But actually we see a change once Lawrence dropping for the first time in Philippines side, now only 2 full combos. And Iron and Misolato both dropping in return. Not a good way for Hong Kong to be playing on their own map.
Yeah, 100%. And now as the song approaches its end, Philippines is in a 40,000 point lead, give or take. 5k.
Crashes
And-
into good as we see accuracy kind of tie into this as well, but there's only so
Oh
much
no, but
accuracy.
Eon Moth loses full combo right before the end.
Yeah, but
Oh,
right
that's
before the
unfortunate.
end does not cut it. 30k on the board, giving Philippines another point and another break point. They're at such a comfortable lead. It's going to be really scary for Hong Kong to come back to this.
Yeah. Down 3-0, 2 of them being your break points already this early on.
Oh man,
Not a comfortable position.
sadly Misolato missing a lot though, and then just not being able to compensate for it. Hopefully we see him able to perform better on the rice maps.
Ionosu is complaining that
Lag.
computer lag was the cause of Iron's miss.
Oh man, classic. Can't go wrong with lag.
Nobody can ever go wrong with lag.
Yikes, that's a bit of a bold statement. Philippines stating that they're gonna fight USA soon or Poland.
Oh,
That-
step back.
that-
We got some people thinking they already won.
God, whoa. we still
Got a
got
bad ass over here.
we got
Oh,
let's
man.
see, that's 5, 2, 7, and then the tiebreaker. That's 8 potential maps we could be playing.
Exactly. There's still quite a journey to go. Although Philippines is up 3 points, which is very nice.
Yeah, they do
definitely
have
good.
a slight point, but oh man.
Yeah, they still need a few more points to prove on their point that they're gonna win in this match.
Big fire truck to the client indeed. Oh man, this is rough.
It's all good. I mean, everybody knows that Banshee is a big fire truck anyways, so.
True, and we get to see Rice 3.
There we go, Rice 3.
This is gonna be interesting. It's
Bit of
ramen.
song title.
Oh man, you wouldn't know the worst of it. Especially when it comes from Renard.
Yeah. I'll take your word on that.
I mean, it's like the same person who made like the Big Black, so like what do you expect? Who comes up with the title named the Big Black?
Yeah.
Missalato's gonna carry the entire team. Oh man.
Oh. I mean, you can carry your entire team if you pass, and the only person to pass. Hey.
That would be funny indeed.
Unfortunately, good luck getting 5 players in the lobby to fail at this stage. Maybe until the grand finals, but not at this stage.
Not at this stage at all. These players have been able to consistently hold 99s throughout, and now honestly we're heading into, I don't know if this is consistency or dense stream. I feel like it isn't consistency or stamina, I mean. It's probably dense stream.
Probably, yeah.
So,
I
we're
haven't
seeing
had
more
time
of
to
them.
check, so I can't answer that for you.
Yeah, this is one of the speedier files. That's not the speed file. It's speedy jump stream. There you go. Hand stream as well.
Ah, yes. Good old discount hybrid.
Discount hybrid. That too, actually. It does have a bit of LN in there, which yeah, some people won't agree with that.
%.
I think we're set though. We got each player on their respective teams.
Yeah, we are all set. We got the players, we got the client, we got the stream, commentators, ref, everything is all good. And as such, we're gonna get started with the 4th map of the match. As stream chat decides who is somebody's cat.
Have fun with deciding whose cat that is. Did Gerwin drop?
Gerwin did drop at the start there.
I really want to say that's client, but at this point, I'm tempted
It could
to
very
not-
well be client, because
I'm tempted to not say it wasn't client.
yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think it was a client. I think it was a genuine miss. But you know what? It's at the very start. It's not gonna hurt too much.
Yeah, being only 14-ish, 12.
Yeah, there's only what less than 10,000 point lead in Hong Kong's favor, which is definitely good for them because they would love to get a breakpoint here to try and close the distance.
They're gonna need to lead as much as they get. Getting into these streams right away, quite dense and quite draining at that, is gonna give all the players a tough time. But these streams don't last long. We do get a little bit of break sections in between, but oh man, do they start stacking up and stacking up.
It's like a gauntlet, you know, going over and over again. You know, eventually somebody will crack. And when it does, it's quite painful.
And oh man, we still have yet to play the stamina map as well. If you want gauntlet,
Yeah.
look at that.
Now, the ultimate gauntlet is to play the stamina map after this,
Oh man.
because of reasons.
But all players still being able to hold their full combo. Good ratios. Each team, only person dropping below a 99.7 is Gerwin actually.
Yeah, and that's largely just based on his poor start, which he's largely recovered from.
Probably a
And,
couple 200s as well.
Maybe. Hard to tell. Though what isn't hard to tell is that Hong Kong still has a lead. And their lead's just been fairly consistent, about 10,000 points ahead of the Philippines for the majority of the map. The Philippines is going to need something in the final third to bring us back here.
Oh man. Gerwin's accuracy is just holding back Philippines just ever so little. It's just the little amount of accuracy that he can.
Like I said, it's just a tiny slip up at the start.
That's
The
it.
tiny slip up at the start. Yeah, that is pretty much the only thing that separates the two. Although, will that be the case? We will see. As all 6 players get across 2,000 combo.
And getting past the rolls and the slowing jump trill.
Oh, but Gerwin picks up a combo break. Now that's gonna hurt the Philippines.
Now trying to gain back the 400 combo. This is where things get a little rough. Hearts racing. Can I hold this FC is what all these players struggling a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, the accuracy is still pretty good, but compared to the rest of the lobby, it's actually considerably behind.
And on to the final stream. This is going to come down to the... Oh, it's great. Again, if Hong Kong drops, this may be a point for Philippines, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, and it looks like Hong Kong will finish with 3 full combos. Wow, that's a really good, consistent score for all players across the board.
Missed a lot of actually dropping a 50, but still.
Dropping a 50, but collectively picking up 11 200s and a ratio of at least 5-1.
Those ratios are just astounding, and Arcad
just on the 5-1 at worst.
Right. And Silicosis is able to, you know, Arcad and Silicosis are able to tie up their ratios, but Gerwin was not able to
keep up.
Keep up.
Unfortunate, but you know that is how it works. And look, good for Hong Kong at least. You know they were down 2 breakpoints. They broke 1 back immediately after being down 2. So it's still not stable for Hong Kong, but they've definitely put themselves in a better situation for now, preventing Philippines getting the 4th point.
This makes me worried that Hong Kong is purposely trying to play the Ellens and hybrids to get them out of the way, and then hit up Rice.
Maybe. Who knows?
It would be quite an interesting theory to see them do that, but it seems too much of a stretch for me, personally.
Well, if it was that much of a stretch, we may see how much of a stretch it is if they pick Hush.
If they pick Hush, I'm gonna like cry, because then that means they're purposely going for the LNs, which is really interesting. But it works, I guess.
If it works, it works. I don't think it actually has worked for them, because they only just won on good riddance. So you know, they went with the hybrid and they lost. They went with Clone and Wasteland and they lost.
Right. And now yeah, they're honestly supporting that claim, or they're not supporting that claim, I'm sorry. By choosing Rice 6, we get to see the Jack map.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna, before they commit themselves to playing Hush, they're gonna try and test out a few other things in the Rice pool. Which is actually pretty fair, because if you think about it, right? You just won on a Rice pick, you tried Hybrid and you failed, you tried Ellen and you failed, you tried SV, so, you know, play around with a bit of Rice, see where you can go, you're going to at least get one more pick, so... don't rush yourself, I guess. Maybe they'll find a bit of...
This is gonna help Hong Kong a lot, especially if their players are able to play at a high Jack BPM, because 134 BPM is quite fast. It plays really fast for some players who are not able to accuracy the last week's map. So it's definitely a step up, so it's gonna be rough.
Hong Kong is definitely looking to find some magic in the garden. So, will they find it? In the field of Jacks, we will see.
I saw Rose's comment and then Zaken. Holy ruthless.
Savage. Stream chat breaking out into a warfare of whether Jacks are good or bad.
Play nice.
Maybe
right into it now. Yep.
Yeah.
Now let's see who is able to keep up with this map and who isn't, because in Jax, well, what I've personally seen is that there's a fall off point for everyone. If it's too fast, you can't keep up.
Well, here we go. Roy stepping in for the first time this match. I believe so is Sickles. Could be wrong on that.
No, both these players have played before. We've seen them in other maps.
Whoops, I wasn't thinking of them. I guess I must have forgotten. Regardless, all 6 players are getting off the board. Trying to establish themselves some early consistency.
Yeah. And this early section is going to become an accuracy battle for these guys. Oh my god, that's 200 points.
And it's going to be also a battle for the client to actually produce what's going on in the lobby. But outside of little hiccups here and there, it hasn't been too much of a hold-up. So, thank you, Bancho.
Thank you, Bancho.
Yeah. Thank you, Bancho. And
all the players able to hold, but those ratios is definitely going to come. Is going to be the problem with who's performing well on this map.
Maybe ratio may not matter as GTX picks up a combo break halfway in.
Twice actually, dropping once and then dropping it again shortly right after. Yeah, transitioning was rough, and honestly, it's gonna be even rougher as they go back at it again.
Now, man, look at Mislata sitting at a 99.94. That is extremely consistent.
Oh man, they have him in the backup for Jax. Oh, come on.
Yeah. He is playing phenomenally well, actually. This is helping Hong Kong cruise their way into a second point. I wouldn't say cruise, but definitely
getting a lot closer.
Yeah, definitely a lot closer to doing so. Pretty good performance, and his strong performance is being backed up by Iron and Roy, who are both also in full combos with very strong accuracy to go with it. And he can't do much.
Oh, come on. Come on. That's illegal. 59!
Oh man, you gotta love that ratio of 25 to 1. Actually, 26.5 to 1 ratio.
That's
That is
actually
a
illegal. That's
ratio.
not. That's not. That shouldn't even be a thing. You guys are 4 digits. Come on. The 4-digit community gets faker and faker every year.
Alright. Wow. No, it's just that over the years, more people get involved in the game, so they all get collectively better. You know? And it just pushes the skill up a little bit. And now you're starting to see such strong performances still happen every once in a while with semis.
Oh man. Looks like 134 BPM Jack is too comfortable for the players on this. I agree with that.
Trying to crank it to 160 next round. Wait,
what? No! 160 is like... That's like MWC Grand Finals. No, scratch that. That's like... If there was a Grand Finals pool in... Oh man.
4 digits these days.
4 digits these days. Oh man.
Well.
And now we get to see Philippines choose. Remember, Philippines has gotten 2 breakpoints. Hong Kong was able to take 1 breakpoint and take their own point. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Trying to see whether or not Philippines will maintain their +1 breakpoint advantage, or will they lose yet another point to Hong Kong and even things out.
They're going to choose Hush. LN2 are density pick, and I would call it density as well as inverse, because this this round we've seen this map have a lot of inverses in it, and being chosen first straight out of this round for semis, it's going to be interesting. Can these players perform well in the inverse? We've seen Misolato play the LN previously, being unable to hold, but looks like we see Roy switch out instead.
song itself. Has a star rating of 4.4, OD of 7, a BPM of 74 with a question mark.
74.
That is kind of sus.
It's slow, but it makes sense once you see the patterns, I guess.
Got it. Yeah, and it's 2 minutes and 43 seconds long. And this will close out the LN section. Maps in this map will have vocals, that is true. Now, how many of those vocals will you actually understand?
Ah, true. I'm gonna say it. This map, objectively bad.
I wouldn't know.
Well, the song at least. You cannot take that.
No. It is not about whether or not you like the song, but whether
It's
the
about
song
how
like
well the players can tolerate the song and be able to perform against it. Right? I'm right. Of course I'm right.
Yeah, 100%. When are you ever wrong? I mean, you thought Hong Kong was gonna pick this, but when are you ever
Shut
wrong?
up. No one's talking about that. It was a theory. It was a hypothesis.
Game theory. Got it.
Hypothesis. And okay, I was really scared for a second. I thought clients just absolutely died.
No, I thought. Look, I thought when I didn't see Elon Musk in the lobby, I thought he got sent to Mars, like that rover did recently. But he is still with us. And here we go.
The reverse shields already. And a note right after the LN is just tricky to hit on its own, but when you have a density file with a couple of these, it gets a little tricky to find out how early you're supposed to be letting go or how late.
Especially if those shields have varying lengths, which may or may not be the case.
I don't think it should be a problem because they're all 1/4 away from the ending of the LN, but even then, we still see inverses here as well, mixed in. Oh man, quite fun.
And right now the Philippines are enjoying it, as they have a very small accuracy lead early on. No player in particular doing pretty well. They're all just holding consistent at around 99.7.
Now this is a very tricky map depending on who you are. I run missing, so I'm base my my statement on him. Depending on who you are, if you're trying to accuracy this, it's gonna be hard to not miss. But if you're aiming for an FC, you should be fine.
Yeah. So at least RCAT's gonna prevent combo points being handed over to the Philippines. But accuracy game is still reigning supreme, as Hong Kong is trying to find a way to catch up a little bit, close the distance, and wait for another miss on the Philippine side. Although trying to find one is not the easiest of tasks, so given how well they played so far.
And oh man, this speedy section of inverses
Never mind.
catching a couple
I
players
spoke
off
too
guard.
soon. As both Iron and Infinity broke, adding more pain to the team with Team Hong Kong.
Yeah, no, this section is brutal, especially when you don't have breaks in between those inverses. It's just pure inverse. Yeah, no, it's rough, but these players are able to somewhat still hold on. And I say that Infinity and Iron both dropping once again.
And both of them double breaking again, but Philippines now enjoying a huge advantage as they're up 70,000 points and with very little of the song to go.
And GTX's misses are just like not being too detrimental at all, as well as Arcats, considering Infinity and Iron have dropped way too much to
Keep up.
have a beat switch.
And only 2 combos survive unscathed at the end of that song. One from Roy, who had 23 200s and a 3-to-1 ratio. Ian Musk, bit better, roughly the same ratio, but better 200 count.
And we see the first 98s on LN or Rice in this round, I guess. Oh man. quite a hard map, especially even for Philippines, who was you know, the one who chose this map.
Yeah.
Yeah, well said, Iron.
So, L and Momentum clearly going in Philippines' favor as both LNs go to them. And even Hybrid, which I believe was LN based. I believe that was
Yup.
LN Hybrid, yeah. So, well, let's see. So, the Philippines have been doing pretty well in non-Rice maps, as they've won literally every non-Rice map. Hong Kong winning every Rice map thus far.
Even
And
though there were
unfortunately,
two, but
yeah, even though the picks are a little bit wonky, but that's so far what has happened in this match. So, I don't know, the Philippines is gonna have to find some wiggle room in Rice. Now,
and especially since it's Hong Kong's pick, it's gonna be what they're most comfortable with, or just what map they know they can actually fight off against Philippines in. Because a lot of these maps are gonna be a lot of luck. You got stamina. Can your stamina last as long as, you know, Philippines? You got speed, which is are you fast enough to hit the patterns more accurately than Philippines? Tech, which we got 2 tech picks, or
and a Hybrid.
and a hybrid, which is more Allen focused, and I think that would be the most riskiest. And so they do avoid hybrid and move on towards Yamada Stream. This is your speed pick.
They're going with a lot of stream.
Made by our wonderful organizer, DNEPX.
Who painstakingly sped up this song by a full 2%.
2%.
Not
It was in order
5.
to it
Or
was in order
10.
to flatten the BPM to 260.
Ah, yes.
Because I think it comes out to like 254, like 252 or something like that.
Yeah, it's 255.1 normally. Right? Yeah, it's 255.1 normally.
Oh, so I guess I was wrong.
So, I guess if you sped up by a full 2%, 260, give or take.
Swears
Yeah.
on the 4-digit account that it plays differently than 1.1 or 1.0.
Man, I wonder... I find it funny how 2% can make such a big difference. It's like...
I mean, depending on how hard, it can have a drastic difference. And on streams like this, it does make sense because 5 BPM is quite rough. If you're moving on higher streams, but I don't know. It has a slight difference, and it's noticeable if you play it and play both versions extensively. But yeah.
Yeah. So, we will see. I don't have technical skills to play at 260 BPM.
Yeah, not much to explain there. The 4-digit map poolers are just quirky and said, screw it.
Screw it. Speed.
Speed.
I choose you.
I am speed. Now, this is going to be very, very, very interesting because typically streams are kind of luck, depending on who you are. Considering we have 3 people on each team, it's going to be a rough battle. Who can keep consistent and who can accuracy these streams the most?
And who can hold their combos up? I think like that's going to be a key element as well, especially at this pace. It might be it's certainly going to be a bit of a struggle to stay above 400. And right off the bat, Iron picks up the miss. Proving my point.
And it doesn't get easier from here. Later on, we'll be the stream.
Well, later on the stream, we'll just make everybody play 0 BPM, but other than that...
It's a little bit denser than before, and Roy actually missing, giving Philippines an even greater lead. All FC still on the board for Philippines, and only 1 on Hong Kong.
Yeah, and they're just over halfway through. This is a 2-minute song. Actually, just under 2 minutes. Angelo suffering huge accuracy drops. He drops to 99.5.
And Mariah as well, huge accuracy drops, and struggling to keep that, keep going up to a 99. And we only have one stream section left to go. It's gonna be a rough battle for Hong Kong to stay consistent. Hope
But
Philippines
Angelo
try-
misses. That gives an opening for Hong Kong.
They're gonna need more than just one miss though. That lead's still staying comfortable.
They got it cracked, but they gotta turn it into a hole.
100k points left on the board. I don't think there's any. Oh, just a little stream.
A little bit
Aside
at the
from
end, I
that.
guess. Yeah, no, it does not look like it is enough.
No dice for Hong Kong at all. You see, Philippines
Yeah.
take it.
And now
6k points.
this is a dire situation for Hong Kong. They are down 2 break points. There are 3 maps remaining, and Philippines, their opponent, has 2 of the next 3 picks.
Oh man.
Definitely rough.
So now is the tricky part. Do you go hybrid, which it's rice oriented, but does have LN that can trip up Hong Kong? Or do you go for a rice map? You go 2 technicals and a stamina pick. Quite honestly, the more harsher one. Harsher to accuracy at least.
Well, I mean, let's say I'm Philippines. I want to stop Hong Kong from getting any sort of comeback momentum, which might happen if you're making the last pick. You know, I know my opponent struggled with LN a fair bit. Even though the hybrid doesn't have a lot of LN, it's certainly going to have more LN than Moria and Swamp Thing stuff in Ripcord, so I would personally fire up the hybrid. That would be what I would go with if I was Philippines right now.
And let us see if your hypothesis checks out, because Philippines is still awaiting their pick. This could be any map, honestly, but
Alternatively,
Plenty,
they could save it. If they think they're stronger in a hybrid, they could try doing a Rice and see if they're going to be able to double it.
right.
So there are certainly a number of ways you can go about it.
Oh, most definitely.
You know, Rose is complaining that hybrid is the only thing we have in FC in the pool.
Rose bad, Rose bad.
No, how could you do such a thing? This is the worst guy here. At least he can pass these. Oh, one of my predictions in the pick'ems? Oh, I did not do the pick'ems. I completely missed. I missed the pick'ems at the start of the competition.
Oh man, I
have
was
this habit
flipping
where
out.
I miss the first
Absolutely.
weeks. And then I get so salty that I just completely ignore the rest of the pick'ems. I ended up doing it in 3-digit DWC as well. I need to
Touche,
start that.
touche. And honestly, we get to see something interesting. We get to see Ripcord being chosen.
Ooh.
So we get to see a technical pick. This is more, how do I put this?
I mean, there's technical, but
There's 2
That
technical
is-
picks. Swamp Thing kind of plays like technical as well, but it plays more mini jacks. It plays more like mini jacks, and Ripcord plays more like conventional
Mini
tech.
jump streams?
I really don't know how to say it. It has jump streams, it has long jacks, it has its own really wacky streams and uncomfortable snappings. It has a bit of everything.
I mean, look, that might be what you're looking for. You Philippines may think to themselves, you know what? We need something consistent, something solid, something we can do, a bit of everything that isn't totally just a choke act battle. So let's go Ripcord.
Ian Musk, can I pee for a bit?
Yeah, you can get the buff. Oh wait, no, you're talking about Ian. Bruh. I thought you wanted to go to the buff.
No,
Oh,
Ian
my.
Musk was just. You could take 1 minute.
Damn. Alright, he's going to speedrun percent to the Bogger.
Absolutely launch, you know, just everything out instantly. You gotta get ready for the match and like, oh, that's hilarious.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Ripcord being more burst oriented, Swamp Thing being more control and Jack oriented. I guess that is really good explanation for it. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that was quick.
Speed
Hang on a minute.
Oh,
Wait,
hold
that
on.
was like 40 seconds.
That was 40 seconds. He didn't wash his hands. He didn't wash his hands.
40 seconds speed run.
Someone was watching in the stream who's in the. Ask him.
It's like they also had like they also had the stopwatch ready. They're just like,
I'm genuinely worried. He said, "Can I go pee real quick?" And he's, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." Just, oh my god.
and no, keep in mind there was actually a bit of time for Lethal to confirm that was the case. So like, he was spent less than 40 seconds.
Okay, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. My restroom is like 5 seconds away. So if his restroom is like 5 seconds away, and he just needed to take a small leak, he could have had time to wash his hands. He could have spent half the time in the restroom washing his hands.
Or if your bathroom is so small, you can. If your bathroom is small enough, you can
wash your hands at the same
Same time. Multitasking. Hey. Oh man. Apparently Gerwin is disconnecting. We totally missed this in the middle of about the speed run. Oh no. Man, when we started stream today, we had no idea we'd be talking about this.
Setups in the restroom. Oh my god.
I mean, Patridge,
oh
has
my
his,
god, don't even.
He has his Discord username. As we know.
Commentating while on the toilet.
Yeah, Matt, why commentate when you can just play?
Oh man, can confirm. Yeah.
And he's even in the stream chat to confirm. Oh boy, alright. Alright,
Thanks,
enough
bud.
fun. Oh, that was good fun. Let's get back to the match now. It is 5-2. Philippines looking for a quick kill. Hong Kong fighting to stay alive in the tournament.
This is going to be real tough, especially for Hong Kong. Hong Kong is definitely going to need every single bit of accuracy they can get. Now, this map takes quite a turn, honestly. Very bursty, very uncomfortable. And even has a long jack at one section that, if caught off guard, can definitely drop a couple grades. And we see Roy.
You need grades, but you can have misses as well.
Iron as well. This is not turning out well for Hong Kong at all.
No, it is certainly not. A bit of a saving grace for them is that Eon and Gerwin are not that far ahead. Silcosis.
And those players are able to hit the long jack, the denser one at least, or longer one.
It's rough, but Hong Kong has about a minute and a half to turn this around. It is certainly possible, but Silcosis needs to trip up. And Roy is going to have to recover himself, try and push himself back to 99%, which is definitely a tall order halfway in the song. And it just got taller following
Whoa, this is not good. Not good at all for Hong Kong.
They're down 40,000 points. It is becoming an increasingly dire situation. Although the accuracy in the Philippines is dropping a bit, while Hong Kong is steady.
But Roy's accuracy is just not enough. If he was able to get this at 99, it would be fairly well.
Yeah, the combo is certainly an issue.
3 FCs to 1 especially. Oh man.
Yeah, no, this is looking pretty. This is looking close to the end for Hong Kong, but Eon maybe gives Hong Kong a bit of a fighting chance as he picks up a considerable act drop. However, he's still above 99.
heading right to the end of these last inverse bits. Hopefully no one misses at this, but
Nah, I don't think anyone's gonna miss the end here.
that's over for Hong Kong. Philippines takes it 6-2. We get to see Philippines in the next losers round, which will be happening later this week. Gets to fight off against whoever wins between USA and Poland. So that'll be an interesting match as well to look at.
Definitely exciting as Philippines picks up a overall strong performance. Wouldn't say
Yeah,
certainly not dominant, but certainly not close cutthroat. So overall
Philippines
strong
was
performance.
right. Philippines was able to capitalize, especially even losing the LN, but still able to take those points when they needed it.
And you know, Hong Kong put up quite a strong fight themselves. Got a few points. Maybe could have gone an extra point or two, maybe. But certainly did get outplayed by the Philippines in this matchup, and unfortunately for them, they are now out of the tournament in the semifinals. Well played for both teams.
Well played, well played.
So
Quite a good game as well.
it's true. So looking ahead to the rest of this weekend, the rest of the day actually, we will have Taiwan going against Thailand in 3 hours from now, 13 UTC. I'll be dead asleep for that in Seoul and Thunder. So we'll have new commentators that will come in for that. They'll probably also have be commentating Great Britain against Korea, South Korea, which will be pretty interesting matchup.
And then we'll get to find out against USA versus Poland, which is definitely going to be interesting. That's going to decide who goes up against Philippines, and oh man, is that going to be a intense fight.
Yeah, the USA will be going against Poland 8 hours from now, and that will determine their opponent tomorrow. Of course, we have Malaysia, Netherlands, France, and Brazil, but there'll be 2 extra matches tomorrow once we figure out the rest of the bracket matches. So,
And I guess that's it. Now, yeah, nothing else to
it.
report. And quite an honestly amazing game with these two.
Alright. Gotcha, Logan. There we go. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you, Andrew, for tuning in, and Logan for streaming, as per usual. Stay tuned for a future in this week. The semifinal continues to play out. If you did enjoy it, press the follow button. Stay in touch. Definitely share it. You know, you can even post it on Reddit. Maybe not the pacing part.
Share it to
but-
your grandmother at this point. Oh my god.
Certainly do share all the good parts of this tournament. We do much appreciate it. Anyways, stay tuned and see you all in the rest of the tournament. People signing off.
Take care, everyone.